So my name is Mike Tolentino. I'm the production coordinator for Sideshow Collectibles, and right now I'm standing in front of our giant one-to-one Han Solo and Carbonite. We're actually going to be giving this away here at the convention. Well, we're not going to hand it off to somebody, but we're giving it away. We're scanning badges, and if you're at home watching, you could enter to win at sideshow.com/winsolo. So enter in. This is great. It actually has a light-up base. We've got panels all on the side. When you come around on this side, the panel lights up, and it's actually, it works so you can de-thaw your Solo, or you can freeze them back up. We also have our Darth Vader one-to-one. This is going to be pre-ordered. Actually, it went up on the site just a little while ago. $8,000. Comes with a light-up base. He's going to have switch-out hands, so you can have different poses for your Vader. You can have different force hands or just pointing accusingly at you. His chest box is going to light up slightly different. There's a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit smaller. The one-to-one bust might have been on a little bit larger size. I think this. Don't quote me on that. But you wouldn't be able to take that one and just put that one on there and call it done. There's a little bit more detail in that. The shoulder piece fits in a little bit better on that one. Boba Fett as well. Boba Fett, for the if you compared him with the bust, the paint's actually different. It's a little bit darker. This one, I believe, is Empire Fett. Again, don't quote me on that. A lot going on in the brain. His final piece will have a light-up chest piece on the inside. He's got the light-up base. Got the two blasters, all the detail on his gauntlets and everything. It's super cool. These life-size pieces are, a lot of work goes into them, tons of detail. They're amazing.
What are the production runs on those, or is it dependent on the
production runs? We keep them open. For these bigger, like museum quality pieces, we don't set an edition size. One, we can't number the bases because we don't want to lift those things up, and two, there is slow burn, so you can't say we're only going to make 100 of them, and then we want to make sure they get to as many people as possible. So if someone wants one, we want to make sure that we have it available. That doesn't mean we're going to make thousands of them. Realistically, with these pieces, you're looking at something well under 1,000. So here we have the Godzilla maquette that we put out. This is just revealed at the show, so no one's seen this in full right now. All his information as far as shipping and price is still to be determined, but we definitely wanted to show him. Huge piece. All the detail on the base is right there. If you can get in there, all the rubble that he's standing on. We're just really excited to work with him and work with all the production stills that they provided us to make sure we get all the details right.
Yeah, it's great that the base has like is smashed up too.
Yeah, it's got a big chunk missing where his tail would have swung and hit it. So it's fun. Everyone's been giving us good feedback with him.
And when does this come with our ship?
We don't have any information yet. Again, we just finished the prototype right before the show. So all that information, if you sign up at sideshow.com, sign up for the newsletter, we'll email all that stuff out to you when we have pricing and estimation. This is our Loba premium format figure. Huge. I mean, even compared to just the other PFs, you can tell he's head and shoulders above. We want to really go all out for the intergalactic bounty hunter. He's got that's a real chain. It's about 5 feet of chain wrapped around his arm. Runs into this hook. He's got two hands, one with the skull and then one with actually holding the hook. So you can take that hook off, put it the other hand so it looks like he's holding it. He's got the switch-out gun, the hand. He has two heads, one with more of a Simon Bisley, the classic look with the spikes. I love the dreadlock version though. It's such a cool interpretation that they did. On the back, it's the leather pants, leather jacket on the back. He's got the Bite Me Fanboy logo on there. And the other cool feature is when you come around, his roided out dog with a W. So that's a companion piece sold separately, and it plugs right into the base so you can have him resting right on his feet. Batgirl's also brand new for the show. She hasn't been seen in full. More of our own spin on things, so it is not based off of anyone's in particular art, but she is great. She has her exclusive is going to be a more classic golden age curly hair that comes out, but she's got a cloth cape. It's got the wire in it, so you can do that really windswept look to her. Her paint, she's got this really deep purple suit, and the gold just really highlights everything. We're really excited with the way she came out. She doesn't have any details yet, just like with like Godzilla. So when she comes out with more stuff, join up on the newsletter. We'll email everybody and let everyone know when to expect her and how much it's going to cost. Yeah, we love doing like artist series. We have a few planned out that we're not ready to reveal just yet, but yeah, we definitely like to work with artists and get their like little collections, which we did the J. Scott Campbell's Spider-Man series with Spider-Man, Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, and we announced the Black Cat. And we like those little collections that almost tell a story, and we want to definitely do more of those. We just entered our Court of the Dead. This is our own circus tent that we have on our booth right now. The Court of the Dead is our own personal line that we've developed. It's all internal. These are from the creative minds of our creative team, and they're just it's a huge story. They're not just statues and figures. There's backgrounds to every one of them. The story goes that heaven and hell have been fighting for eons, and death is kind of mankind's marshal or shepherd, and they're going to gather up all the souls to create his army or his court to fight against heaven and hell. So we're going to have graphic novels, different little venues and platforms that we're going to do. We have factions, so if you go to sideshow.com or courtofthedead.com, you can take your personality test. You know, if you go on the Facebook, it's like, oh, I'm a 80s movie, I would be Breakfast Club. This is, if I was the Court of the Dead, you'd be your faction. So you can get tattoos sent to you, courtofthedead.com. It's got, right now we have the Siren that's available, the Red Death and the Queen of the Dead, all available. Everything else is kind of just a sampling of everything that's to come. We're really investing a lot of time. It's fun to play in our own sandbox every now and then. So we really like this developing things and just letting our creative team just open their imaginations and go crazy. We definitely have a graphic novel coming out, and that's going to follow, there's a Joan of Arc-esque character who gets killed in like the Crusades, and she goes to the underworld, and Death's like, all right, I want you on my team. Everything you've been fighting for is a lie. Here's what's really going on. And so we follow her into this journey, and it introduces her to the court, and it's almost like the flesh, bone, and spirit, they all need each other to survive, but they're also vying for power. So it's very Game of Thrones, where people stabbing each other in the back. So we're definitely developing this huge storyline, and yes, we're exploring different options on how we're going to tell this story. Right now, graphic novel for sure. Other things, I'm sure, to come. Our first piece to sell out was the Death's General right there, which was one of our legendary scale figures. And we're actually going to be putting a new updated version of him out. It's going to have a completely new accessories, possibly new color scheme, and new cut and sew. So it's going to be almost a second statue that's going to be released. So that way we maintain the original 300 that we put, but opening up to all these people who are now being introduced to this court. But yeah, you can order the Siren, you can order Queen of the Dead and the Red Death, which is probably one of the grossest things that we've put out, which is awesome. And then my favorite detail, if you look at this is Oglavale, he is the executioner. His companion piece is Doglavale, and he's got these creepy human hands, which is disgusting to me, but I love it. It's so great. He's even got a little thumb U-claw, which is gross. All right, so this is Zyle. She is the great osteomancer, and she is in the Bone faction, just like me. She's great. She's got this scroll with the spirit energy coming out, which, if you look really closely in the scroll, there's actually like it's a woman's ghost that's coming out to her. It's the detail on these things are awesome. There's scroll work here. It's tied with this leather band. A lot of great detail on these that once you get really close, you'd be amazed how much is put in here. The busts we're kind of just sort of toying with right now, but this is the Queen's Guard. This is cool because he's got just the detail. He's got this nasty curly mustache still on his rotted face. Just amazing detail on this. If you look in this little, there's details on here. This was the Death's General that was sold out. Again, our plan is to put an updated version of this one out. Again, not to take anything away from the original ones that were out, but we're going to add to it. So it's going to have different switch-out hands, possibly different cut and sew that's on here. I mean, this is great. I mean, this is all real material details. Like he had a switch-out head that was an option. He had a huge sword. So the next one's going to have just different accessories on there. One of my other personal favorites is we have Collapsus here. She is a premium format figure that will be released as well. She is part of the Flesh faction. When you get in close, there's a lot of details that you just miss. So that's why it's great to come down to the booth, take a look. She's got all these vials here, just really fantastic. And again, the grossest piece that we ever put out, the Red Death. Just look at the detail. At first look, it just looks like a bunch of innards. When you go in there, really look at that detail. You can actually see the people in there. There's a little head there with the rib cage showing. When you look on the cape, it's not just a pattern. It's the faces that have put on there. So again, just really quick, beautiful details on these things. Coming over here, we've got the Queen Gethsemane. She's the Queen of the Flesh faction. So she's kind of like your one of your leaders that you'll follow when you get to your faction. So you'll get a letter from Gethsemane, you'll get a letter from Xyle, depending on which faction you are. And if you just scan down, there's tons of other ones. There's Kier. She's a Valkyrie, a fallen Valkyrie. So she's a fallen warrior from heaven. When she fell, Death took her and said, "Hey, heaven sort of screwed you. Here's your chance for glory." And so she's just this awesome warrior. Her mask is going to come off. We've got the Templar of the Bone. Just another great statue. This real chainmail that's on here. So, Mordigul is the new Reaper. So he is going to be the new general. Spoiler alert: the Death General dies and then comes back as this person. Again, just huge base, all this detail, amazing armor on there. You really got to get in. It's got the faction logos on him. You really got to get in close to really appreciate the detail and the work that gets put on these things. Finally, we have the last two. Death. So this is the main character. He's like the Professor X of the underworld. So he gathers all these souls. He's gathering the armies to overthrow heaven and hell. He's got just amazing detail on here. And he's going to have a couple of different formats with him, or a couple of different appearances, so different looks to him, but I love this one. And then last but not least, we have Galavarb, Death Siren, part of the Flesh faction. She's actually up for pre-order now, sideshowtoy.com. It's great. It's got this water effect, so she's poking her head out of the water. But then when you look underneath, it's all beautiful on top, but when you look underneath, it's just nasty and gross, and all the spirits that are trapped in her tendrils. It's just, again, great detail that goes into these and everything.
Fantastic. Like, it looks good when you see it on the most of the pictures online, but seeing it in person is so much more detail.
Yeah, you just really got to get into them. And like I said, we're really trying to capture this story that, on the surface, yeah, it's just a cool piece, but it's actually got this whole world that's evolving from it. So we're excited to see where this is going to take us. But courtofthedead.com if you want more information on that. We're now in front of our DC 12-inch figure line. We showed Superman and Batman before. The cool thing about these are actually production samples. So these are what customers are going to be receiving in the mail shortly. Batman's got a whole bunch of accessories, switched out faces. Superman's got his heat ray vision eyes. But revealed here at the show, we've got Flash and Green Lantern. So
They're like grown-up Mego.
exactly, yeah, they're like Mego version on steroids. Flash, you look in there, Flash, he's got his smarmy little smirk that he's known for. Green Lantern's got the power ring. Again, they're going to come loaded up with accessories. Nothing's finalized just yet, but we definitely want to show the growth of the 12-inch figure line for our DC line. Moving to our Star Wars, things that are just revealed for the show for the first time. The Imperial TIE Fighter pilot looks great. The detail on the helmet, the look of him, I mean, even just the pose, he just looks like he's ready, reporting for duty. You've got Luke Skywalker and the Red 5 X-Wing pilot. He is from New Hope, so Sans Blaster and Lightsaber. It's just going to be the figure and all these other accessories on here. He'll have a couple of different hands. The helmet, clamshells on his head, so it doesn't... Usually you get these oversized helmets that fit it on and off. This way, when you clamshell it, it doesn't lose any of the aestheticness of it, and it fits. It's more practical. What's really cool, my favorite, is the speeder bike. Revealed for the show as well in full with a scout trooper. They're going to go together. I don't believe we worked in the spring-loaded blow-up mechanism, unfortunately. Yeah, next year. For the old kids who got that. We've got the Django Fett up back there, which is great. He's going to have the extender stand so he can look like he's flying. I don't know if you can get back in there. You can see the flames coming from his jetpack. And then you got anyone who's for the classic trilogy. We've got R2. The R2 comes with all these accessories. He's got the drink tray from Jedi. He's got all his grabber hands. The lightsaber that you see is actually a little magnetic pull. And that's how you pull open all the drawers in all his hands. So it's a practical thing that we did. We didn't want to just make this magnet. We wanted to make it more practical and a little homage to the fans. Our 3PO is still in development, but we wanted to show this for sure because you can't have an R2 without a 3PO. He's in very early development, which is great. We love it. And then our Marvel 12-inch figures, which I'm super excited for. Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool, what I liked about these ones is we're kind of taking a little bit artistic license, and I mean, you've never seen Wolverine look like that. It's not based off anyone's art. So we wanted to more explore what our guys could do. So if you look closely, it looks like that brown on his suit is more of a leather. His gauntlets on his arms, a little bit more armor on there. Deadpool's super loaded up. He comes with little word bubbles, so because he's always breaking the fourth wall that you clip on him. He's got the Deadhead. If you're for the fans at home, the zombie with the propeller helmet, that's going to be his exclusive. Bunch of guns, bunch of grenades, all kinds of weapons and swords. Great details on him. What we're also super excited about is announcing that we're going to be diving into more of the pop culture. We've got Beetlejuice and Evil Dead coming out, so we're going to have an Ash figure coming out, Beetlejuice. And who better to show him off than with our Snake Plissken. Snake Plissken looks great. He's going to have a little cassette accessory from the original movie. If you remember the movie, that's his exclusive, yeah. And then running over, we've got the Tychus and Raynor. This is from Starcraft. These figures are amazing, larger than life, based off the Starcraft. Light up features on the chest. When you hit on the domes, light up. The face shield comes down. Comes with a huge arsenal of guns, leather cut and sew on the hip for the holsters. Really great pieces. We're really excited with these. Revealed for the first time here at the show, Boba Fett premium format, an updated version. Fantastic. He's got the cape that comes down. There's going to be wire in that so you can make him posed, make it look like it's blowing behind him. Detail on this one is amazing. The viewfinder works. The base is very intricate, all the detail on that. We're really excited with the way he came out. The armor, the wearing on the fabric, on the jumpsuit, it looks great. We're really happy with the way this piece came together. The rest of our Star Wars line, we have Savage Opress from the Clone Wars animated show, Commander Cody from the prequels. Savage has these sabers that light up, and the base, it lights up around the edges, so it looks like it was just freshly shorn with the lightsaber. We're really excited with that. We've got our Marvel Movie Universe line, Captain America and Thor. These turned out great. The Captain America's got the leather work all over his harnesses. He's going to have two shields with him, the stealth shield and the red and blue shield that we have. The Thor, the cape on the Thor, you got to take a look at that. It's like a red velvet and it drapes down. The cape really makes that figure just super pop. This is another piece that we just revealed a few days ago. It's the Iron Man Mark II, working in conjunction with Legacy Studios. This is going to have light-up features on the hands, that center chest piece. Really happy with the way this one came out. On the other side is the Mark 42, again working with Legacy. This one actually should be shipping fairly soon. That's a production piece. Now we've got more of our Marvel characters. We've got Thor and Daredevil. Really happy with these guys. Thor, if you look, the details that we put on it, it has the engraving on the hammer. His exclusive is going to have this giant sword that wouldn't even fit in this booth. And Daredevil's a new piece that we've just shown. And then we've got our Emma Frost from the Hellfire Club. She is going to be going up for sale soon on the website, sideshow.com. You can find more information about her. She comes with this leather cape, or the fur cape that comes down, drapes in her hand. Dr. Doom standing behind her. Doom's got this great cloth there's wire in all the cloth, so you can pose it and really make a dynamic display. It really helps bring the characters to life. And then to wrap up our Marvel, we've got the Hulks, red and green to celebrate Christmas. You can put them under your tree. We've got the King Hulk. We've had the Gladiator Hulk before, but now we have the King Hulk. He's got a little bit of different armor on him. Comes with a battle axe, and he's got, like every Hulk needs, a tiara on his head. And then the Red Hulk, he's got a switch-out head that has that cross on that from when he gets injured in the comics. But these pieces are great. They have the material on them that makes them stick out. The base has great detail. They have a fallen Hulkbuster armor that's on the ground. Really great. We're really happy with these ones as well. So now we have our legendary scale figures. We're always happy with the legendary scale figures. Always love showing these ones off. Obi-Wan Kenobi has Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of our newest ones. He's got a lightsaber. He's got a switch-out lightsaber with an actual blade that can glow. He's got this great look on his face where he is right about to fight Vader. It's that sigh that he gives, and he's just got this look on his face. He knows what's coming. The detail on here, it's worn. You can see on the bottom of the cape going up that it's got that natural, just frayed look. And that attention to detail that our cut and sew team puts into these pieces, it's great. The material that they choose, everything. We go to Lucasfilms and we look at their source materials, and we try to make sure that this represents exactly what was on the film. And then if Little Doom wasn't enough, we've got Big Doom, our new legendary scale figure. This one's great. We showed this last year, but now he's a little bit more put together. This is actually a sample from what's come out from the factories, so this is very similar to what you're going to be getting at home. Detail on the armor is amazing. He's got 2 switch-out portraits, which I'm going to cross the velvet rope here. And when you bring it out, you can actually see his scarred-up face, which is great. There's this one and a more classic look to him. Yeah, it's all done by magnets, and it just clips in there. The material, again, leather belts, the chains, everything on this one just screams just fantastic museum quality artwork. Put this in the corner of your house, and you're gonna have some conversation starters. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We have our Sentinel maquette. This is a cool piece. This is one of our early prototypes, so our plan is to put lights on the hands and the centerpiece light up. These eyes are gonna light up. He actually has 2 different heads, this sort of mech'd out face, and then we have the other one that's kind of just the stoic man face for some reason. But again, another new interpretation of what our artists can do, because this isn't really, they just said, do a Sentinel and let our development team and our sculpting team really develop this from the ground up. We're really excited how this one came about. Just the detail on the armor. He's got some stuff on the back that you can't really see, but it's just the detail. We just don't put it all here. It's to the last bits and pieces inside the turbines and in the hands. We really want to make sure that you're getting something that's really... Two statues from Prime 1 Studios. We distribute for them. These are from Transformers 1. It was a great debate on how we're going to display these, because these have accessories up the wazoo. He's got 2 or 3 different hands, a rocket launcher that came out to here, different attachments on for here. They light up. His head's going to be able to pivot. They have lights on them. Really, really pleased with how the Prime 1 pieces are coming out to us. The Prime is another one that's great. He actually has see if I can get this right. He had a shotgun, he had 2 swords, he had a battle axe, the shield. He's going to have lights. His headlights light up, his eyes light up. His head does pivot. I did not just break that. But again, these pieces are super detailed. For the Transformer fans, these are what you want to get. All available at Sideshow.com. And that's really it. Thanks for taking a look at everything that we have to offer, and we're glad to be able to show you around.